Did you know that a simple, overlooked parking ticket in Colombia could actually snowball into you having a massive, bright yellow suction cup stuck to your windshield? Seriously, it's wild. And dealing with it the wrong way could literally freeze hundreds of dollars in your bank account. So, let's dive right into this explainer and unlock the seemingly chaotic world of paying parking tickets across the various jurisdictions of Colombia. Whether you're a student, a local resident, or, just passing through, knowing exactly how to navigate this process electronically is a pivotal skill. It's going to save you time, money, and just a massive headache.
Take this crazy number, for example, $250. Now, that massive number isn't even the actual parking fine. No, it's the massive credit card hold you'll face if you fail to return that yellow windshield immobilizer, which, by the way, is known as the barnacle, within 24 hours of getting it taken off your car. We are absolutely going to make sure that never happens to you.
To keep you from getting towed or slapped with these crazy fees, here is our agenda for today. First, which Colombia are you actually in? Then, we'll walk through the online payment process, look at the consequences of non-payment, troubleshoot some common issues, and wrap up with final tips and a quick disclaimer. Let's get to it.
Section 1. Which Colombia are you in? Identifying your specific jurisdiction. Now, the very first point of friction you absolutely have to conquer is figuring out exactly which Colombia even issued your citation. You see, you can't just Google "Pay my Colombia parking ticket" because the name represents several completely distinct administrative, municipal, and academic jurisdictions across the country, and, spoiler alert, they all use completely different digital portals.
This right here brilliantly illustrates just how fragmented the whole system is. Like, if you're in the city of Columbia, South Carolina, a $25 overtime parking ticket is handled through a system called T2 Hosted. But if you just cross into West Columbia, over in the town of South Congaree, you're looking at an entirely different portal called NCORD. Richland County, they use their own government site. The University of South Carolina has its own dedicated portal, and if you happen to be in the city of Columbia, Missouri, well, you're using a system called PayComo. You absolutely have to match your ticket's origin to the exact primary online interface you're seeing here.
Okay, Section 2. The online payment process. Step-by-step portal navigation. So the crucial point here is that once you finally find the right website, the administrative steps to actually pay are super structured but also incredibly strict. Let's do a quick mock walkthrough of how these systems operate, starting with the most common ones.
Let's start with the city of Columbia, South Carolina. First, you'll head over to columbiasc.t2hosted.com. Now, the database requires two very specific parameters to pull up your record: your vehicle's license plate tag and the unpaid citation number printed right there on your ticket. Once the system finds you, you'll select the pending citations, review your fines, and just add them to your virtual cart. For checkout, they take Visa, MasterCard Discover, or American Express. But just a heads up, there is a 2.5% convenience fee or a minimum fee of $1.95 for using a credit card.
All right, now let's see how this whole process looks for the University of South Carolina. It's pretty similar. You're still accessing their specific parking portal, but it definitely adds some crucial hurdles. First up, you have to authenticate correctly. You'll choose affiliated login using your single sign-on if you're a student or staff member, or guest login if you're a visitor. And hey, here is a massive pro tip for the USC portal. When you search for your license plate, the system defaults the state to South Carolina. If you are rocking out-of-state plates, you literally must manually change that drop-down menu or it is never going to find your ticket. Once it's found, just add to cart, pay, and always save that digital receipt.
Now, if you're out in Columbia, Missouri, the process is wonderfully streamlined through their centralized PayComo system. You simply click Find and Pay your parking ticket, locate it, add it to your cart, pop in your contact info, and hit Submit. You'll get an email confirmation instantly, which is honestly great for peace of mind. Oh, and a quick warning here. While you're out there searching for these portals, you might stumble across third-party bill aggregators like Doxo. Now, Doxo actually processes thousands of Columbia SC citations, usually with a median payment of around $20, and yes, they are secure. However, you need to know they operate entirely independently. They are absolutely not officially endorsed by parking services. So if you want the fastest, most direct resolution, definitely stick to the official municipal portals we just walked through.
Moving on to Section 3. Consequences of non-payment. The financial and physical escalation. So, why is it so incredibly essential to follow these steps promptly instead of just, tossing that ticket in your glove box and forgetting it exists? Let's talk about the financial and physical escalation.
First off, not all tickets are cheap. While a simple expired meter or an overtime parking violation might only set you back $20 or $25, the severity jumps dramatically for safety violations. blocking a fire lane or parking illegally in a handicapped space, that will instantly hit you with a massive $500 fine in Colombia SC. Ouch.
And if you decide just not to pay, the aggressive snowball effect is very real. At 30 days, an initial $25 late fee gets tacked on. At 60 days, boom, a second $25 late fee is applied. By day 61, your citation is transferred to collections with an additional $15 transferable fee. But wait, it actually gets worse. If you have 3 or more unpaid parking citations older than 30 days and they total more than $100, your vehicle is subject to immediate barnacle deployment. And if your car sits there for 48 hours without payment, your immobilized vehicle is officially towed and impounded.
Which brings us back to the dreaded barnacle. If you have somehow never seen one of these, it's a device made of highly visible yellow plastic panes. It literally slaps right onto your windshield using commercial-grade suction, completely obstructing your view so you physically cannot drive the car safely. To get the deactivation code to release it, you have to pay all your outstanding citations plus an extra $35 release fee on top of it. All right, Section 4. Troubleshooting common issues, removing friction from the process. Before you pull your hair out trying to get these digital systems to accept your payment, let's troubleshoot the most common digital roadblocks that motorists face when they're navigating these databases.
First up, formatting is literally everything. If you're using the South Carolina statewide portal, entering even a single space in your ticket number will trigger an immediate error. It must be an exact unbroken alphanumeric sequence. So do not put any spaces between the letters and numbers of your case or ticket number. Just type it straight through.
Also, keep in mind that these bureaucratic systems, they aren't exactly instant. If you get a ticket in South Congress and rush home to pay it on N-Court, it might actually say, "Record not found." That's simply because municipal records can take up to 5 days to populate online. State records, those take 3 to 5 business days. Another quick tip, if your N-Court query fails, try removing any leading zeros from your citation number. And finally, for Richland County citations, do not even try to make a partial payment online. The system will strictly reject it. You have to pay it in full, and it must be done at least 24 hours prior to any scheduled court appearance.
Bringing us to Section 5, final tips and disclaimer. Best practices for navigating citations. Let's wrap this up with some actionable insights so you can optimize this whole experience, avoid repetitive fines, and never get caught off guard again.
First off, always retain your documentation. Seriously, save those confirmation emails. Better yet, avoid tickets entirely by utilizing smart tech. Cities like Columbia, Missouri use the Park mobile app, and others use Passport Parking, which lets you pay and extend your parking sessions right from your phone. Next, remember that crazy $250 hold we talked about at the very beginning? If you get a barnacle and release it, you must physically return the device to a municipal drop box or police headquarters within 24 hours. If you don't, your card gets hit with that $250 penalty. Lastly, if the absolute worst happens and you get towed in Columbia SC, you have to pay your balance online or in person at 820 Washington Street and then physically walk across the street to police headquarters at 1 Justice Square just to get your vehicle release form. What a hassle.
And of course, it is absolutely vital to remember that local government policies are always shifting. So while this explainer provides a highly detailed current roadmap, please always verify the latest local ordinances and portal instructions, as municipal procedures and legal requirements may definitely evolve over time.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought. Knowing what you know now about the escalating late fees, the confusing portal delays, and the very real threat of a giant yellow suction cup blinding your windshield and costing you hundreds of dollars, isn't it worth taking just 5 minutes to tackle that ticket right this second? Get online, get it paid, and get back to enjoying your day.